Yo, what's poppin', guys? You got your boy Andre here, back at it with another video. So for this video, this will be the games 3, 4, and 5 of my part 2 of my take 2. So in the interim of while I was like recording this and trying to like make sure I like actually like edited it correctly, I actually did get another 5.0, which I will go ahead and be recording not in this video, but in the video after this video. So definitely go ahead and be on lookout for that. Now I only need one more. Including that second 5.0 to get my Take Grip 2 flare, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm pretty excited for that. And I do actually now, as you see now, have goals to keep trying. Now I can make at least maybe 2, maybe 3 more runs just off the gold I have, as long as I'm able to get at least 3.0 or at least 3.1, 4.1 or whatever, or preferably 5.0. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on with the games. Scroll down. So this will be Portal and then 2 Sword Mirrors. Now versus Portal, Portal is like the king of value. Oh, sorry, Portal is like the former king of value. Now that's kind of replaced by Sword, just because like Portal, the reason why they got away with it is because like you can make your drafts disturbingly consistent just because Portal had a lower card set than everyone else, which just proved to be very, very good in Take 2. However, now that there's been more and more cards revealed for Portal, it's now a lot harder to get those like Mr. Consistent type drafts. And there is a lot of kind of combo-y type garbage that you could be forced to pick up accidentally and just be in an awful spot. Now I do keep double 3-drop here. I only did it because the Oct Chase is really good, because many a time have I just like died to like prime artifact, because there is actually like 2 or 3 different ways to make prime artifacts now. So I don't want to just like drop out my neck, because I don't have a Valse in this draft. And I do thankfully get lucky and pick my 2-drop anyway, so it's not bad. Now here he plays Flower at all. I'm like, okay, sure. Now you're going to see a little bit of an interesting turn for me here. Now you are going to see me go ahead and use this Usurping Spine Blade here. I know many of you might be like, Fernandra, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just like play the creature first? Well, I have like, I guess apparently like residual like subconscious PTSD from that of Brigade of the Sky pre-puppet Portal nerf. So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, if you play Silva here, I never get rid of this flower at all, I'm gonna lose. So I just gonna drop the Spine Blade here, this way I can go ahead and like eliminate that. Just because like I've actually bodied people by playing flower doll control, which sounds so stupid, but it's a thing that actually does happen sometimes in Take 2. That does give him initiative. However, I'm not really afraid, because there's nothing like really proactive on 3 that Portal Craft can play that like makes you like afraid. So I go ahead and drop the young Charlotta here. Now dropping the Charlotta here actually had to happen. You might be thinking, well, Nandra, why not just hold the Charlotta and get like additional value? I don't hold it because now if he wants to clear this with puppets, he needs 3 puppets to clear this. As opposed to if I just play out the 2/2, he can just use 2 puppets and clear that, and it's certainly possible for him to make 2. Now if he has sub a dub, thanks for the grub. But most likely, I'm pretty sure he's going to have to like play something else and can't just make puppets now. So we do go ahead and see him trade to then play Bear Puppeteer. I'm like, okay, sure, that's fine. Now, the Bear Puppeteer, it does confirm my fear that, oh, he did have another puppet generation. However, in exchange for him being able to kill my Cavalier, I do actually get to keep the board state like this, in which I'm actually technically ahead on board, and I'll probably get to force his next Evo if he plays a 2-drop of any sort, as long as the 2-drop does have more than 2 HP. Yes, my Cavalier does die, but it forces out both his puppets, and that's good. You want to be able to force the puppets while you can, and just try to make sure that you're not in a too disastrous situation when the puppets come down. And here I get very, very afraid, because I'm like, oh, because Portal has a lot of really good 5-drops now that Nicholas got nerfed. And he does actually have the Nicholas here. I'm like, okay, please don't evolve it. But no, he evolves the Nicholas. And at first I was like, well, this is actually kind of disastrous for me. But then I thought about it, and then I realized that, oh, he's now down he's now down 1 Evo to 2, and I don't have the Evo here. I can actually just go ahead and just play my Battlefield Beauty and go ahead and use the Gilded Boots. This will now make it D4, and I go ahead and trade. Now I give him initiative, however, like I said, one of the issues of Portal is that like some of their cards aren't really proactive. Like for example, like the best he could do here is either play Black Iron Soldier, or he could play, let's see, Black Iron Soldier, Spinaria, or there's one more I'm forgetting. Oh, Captain Mateo. He would have to have one of those 3 cards that should put me in a bad spot, but he doesn't. Instead, he has to play Hawk Robbie to grab 0 artifacts. 0 artifacts. Hawk Robbie is so good, but we can't do it here for anything. It's just kind of awful. It's just basically a generic 4/4 that did nothing and costs way more mana. It costs a little bit too much more mana than it should. Because a generic 4/4 is worth 4 mana. Anyway, so I go ahead and play my Bear Knight in trade. Now you might be wondering why Bear Knight. I did Bear Knight as opposed to Paradise Vanguard just or Octrice because I wanted to hold the Octrice for the primary artifact because I don't want to get caught unawares by that. So now he does unfortunately drop the Seraphic Blade on me, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of tragic. Now this turn is actually pretty interesting. I do ultimately decide to just gonna drop the Craving Splendor and then go and play double 2-drop. You might be wondering, but Nandro, why would you do that as well? Well, I did that because I knew that I was gonna hold the Evo for Dragonite to be able to kill his Revolt and any other creature he made, and I didn't want to play Armored Troll because Armored Troll can literally only go face, and I like my value. Now here he drops Mechanization. I'm like, okay, sure. Into Electro Magical Rhino. I'm like, oh god, no, oh no. So this Rhino basically gives him now infinite value. Now it's fine for him to have the infinite value, however, it's not fine when he's still at full HP and I can't really punish him for this. Now the best thing I can do is just go ahead and play Dragonites here. Dragonites, go ahead and evolve, trade my Siegfried in, trade my Siegfried and my Road both in. I do have to give up my last Evo, which is kind of awkward, right? Because at one point he was down Evos and I had initiative, but now I somehow have no Evos and he still has his. And my creature is just barely alive. So, removal, puppets, all of that will clear it. Also, I'm now exposed to Proto Baja, so I'm very, very terrified right now. However, here he just plays a second Electro Magical Rhino. I'm like, wow. So he did actually draw a second Rhino. Like, there were 3 Rhinos in the deck. He had, like, very, very low. It was like a little bit higher than, like, 1 in 8 odds. Like, just a tiny bit higher. So, like, about 12, maybe 13%. Anyway, so he does have the trade, but now this makes us scared because he's the type of player who would draw his Rhino right off the top immediately. So you don't have to worry about, oh, well, if he plays 2 more Rhinos back to back, I'm not gonna say I can't win, but at that point, there's too many Rhinos on the deck. So if every single play he has after that is literally just like Rhino spam, spam. With how healthy he is right now, it makes it so I can't actually win, and eventually these Rhinos will be too big, and I'll just get smacked in the mouth for 20 by a Rhino and just die in a very, very unfortunate situation. Now here I did get very, very lucky, and I am able to top deck the Servant of Usurpation. This is actually again a very, very important top deck because I did not want to have to play this Investigation here. I wanted to be able to play it next turn, so I'm pretty sure another Rhino is going to come down. Yep. So he was able to draw 3 Rhinos back to back, and now there's 8 Rhinos in this deck. If I'm not mistaken, there should be about 8. So I'm just like, wow. I'm like very, very scared because now that last one was for 8. The next one will be for 10. The one after that will be for 12. So here I go ahead and get pick up some pretty nice top decks. I go ahead and pick up my Proto Baja as well as a treasure map as well as another Charlotta. That's good. The treasure map picks up Enchanted Library. That's also, it's not bad. It's actually pretty good. I had pretty good odds of what I wanted to get because literally if I got Arthurian Light, if I got Great Desecration, or if I got Magical the Enchanted Library, either one of those were good. Now here he plays Zway. I'm like, okay. So Zway is actually really, really devastating here just because I finally don't have a big boy now. So the Zway actually gets almost full clears. The only benefit I get out of this is I can kill the Victoria until he plays the Sagaith to go ahead and buff it up. However, that plays right into Proto Baja, so now it's his turn because I actually do have the Proto Baja. He didn't have the Proto Baja, but I do. Now, he's burned up a lot of cards over the course of this game, and because he never used hard removal at all, I know that there's no hard removal in his hand, so I just need this Proto Baja just to stay alive for a little bit longer, and I'll win the game. Now here, he does drop the Doctor's Order, thus confirming one of my suspicions, and now finally this Octrice gets to come through, because I get to go ahead and play Octrice, Evo it. If I land the buff spell twice, I win. I don't think you can get the buff spell twice off of Octrice. I think it only gives you 1 exactly of each possible outcome. So I go ahead and evolve it. I go ahead and make the trade. I did actually play the Axe Princess there too, so I can draw a card because I like drawing cards. Drawing cards is nice because I don't remember, but I think I had another copy of Craving Splendor in my deck, which I could have drawn, although I'm not sure because I really don't. The game's not on for quite some time, so I don't remember. Now here's the moment of truth. Does he have another Rhino? Another Rhino would keep him technically in the game. However, I would be able to play Weather Vanguard, and Weather Vanguard should be able to clear it up unless he has Proto Baja of his own, in which case I never win from that spot. But we are able to take it. I'm like, great. So that game was also kind of difficult. Like, it looked pretty good in the mid game, and then like when he started dropping rhinos on me, I was like, oh god, like I'm just gonna die to rhinos. But thankfully we were able to take it, and now I'm like, okay, well, I've played 2 kind of hard games, so the next 2 games should hopefully be easy, right? Should hopefully be easy. Maybe I don't get wrecked by anything silly, and we can go ahead and clutch another 5-0. However, it's one of those, like, I still have to, be patient. I still have to, like, not make any crazy plays. I just have to, like, not get worried about the whole, what could or what could not happen. Now, this is another sword bear. I'm like, okay, sure, that's fine. I did learn my lesson from last time. I will go ahead and toss everything back. I do pick up a serpent as well as armored troll. Armored troll isn't actually that good if you're going second, unless you can, like, finesse on your opponent and put yourself in a spot where you can drop armored troll without any resistance. But that takes a lot of finessing, a lot of screw-ups on your opponent's part. And I do get pretty good here because I have a lot of what I need. He plays the Tycoon on 2. I'm like, okay, sure. You always play the Opus Knights here. I like playing the Opus Knights because if you play it here, you basically, the point is that you either get something. You either drop some removal spell and then you just value trade. So in that case, you basically trade 1 knight for 2 HP and a removal spell. That's not bad. He plays a Charlotta or something like that, in which case you get to play Assassination Jutsu, and then you get to go ahead and go face, and then put him right back to square one. Or he plays Sagaith and then buffs it up, and then you have Assassination Jutsu for the punish. I think it's like one other outcome. Oh, and then last outcome, and this one is the most deadly, is if he has Lance of the Tempest, in which case he then double value trades, and then after that you just like lose the game because you can't do anything. You don't come back from that. So. But the point is that, like, essentially, I like this line because this line is it's like a nice mid ground because, like, there's only one Lancer of the Tempest, but like for all of the other outcomes, he can have multiple of that easily. Now he does have the Sagaith, so I do have the punish. She, because I'm pretty sure this is actually a girl. I'm pretty sure I actually know who this is. But anyway, I do have the Assassination Jutsu for the ultimate punish. So now not only can you not play tokens, but I'm able to just flood onto the board, make tokens. Sword doesn't really have proactive 4-drops, so as we see here, he does have to drop the Disciple of Recitation and play a treasure map. I'm sorry, she. I actually fucked this up like last time too. Anyway, so I go ahead and after some deliberation, I do go ahead and ulti play up the Frontline Cavalier. Now, even now, I'm still not sure if this was the correct play or not, because there is still a 1-drop in my deck, so I could have played Tina, and Tina would have pulled the 1-drop here. However, I felt like this is overall better just because I was hitting a breakpoint. If I was going to play Tina, right? If I played Tina, I would have to pre-evolve Tina or possibly evolve Face. But I felt like that would give him a little bit too much leeway, as opposed to if I have 5 creatures, I can always make trades in however fashion I like. I also have a 5 HP creature. 5 HP hits a nice breakpoint, and that he's really hard pressed to be able to remove it. If he wants to remove it, he'll probably be forced to play Apostle. If you're forced to play Apostle on 5, it's not awful, but you can definitely get more value out of it. Now here she excels another Sagaith. I'm like, wow. So it's now a 6/6, and she's gonna pull treasure off the top. She picks up a Gilded Goblin. I'm like, okay. But then plays Savage Swordsman. Now I don't really like this line either. This line is basically the line just like asks you to like lose the game. Honestly, healing up the creature was a lot better because I had already used a removal spell. The Savage Swordsman is literally never going to do anything at all the entirety of the game, unless of course you can play it on 8. But in order to play on 8, you need to like recover from this game state, which you can't do unless you make it a nice like bold aggressive line like that. Because like as we see here, mistakes were made, so consequences were had and whatnot, and they're just end up in a bad spot now. Now here I believe I do ultimately go ahead and just play my servant. I play my servant because there's a 50-50 here. If I get either blade or if I get the necklace, I am able to declare the 6/2, as well as put my Bear Knight into play to go ahead and have a ward. I do pick up blade, and that's great. So I go ahead and just trade blade and then play bear. That's wonderful. I also go ahead and push 3 as well. So now I will 100% get the last Debo because they're only on turn 6. If they were on turn 7, I would have to worry about Proto Baja Excel, which go ahead and clean this board up, and I'd be in a kind of awkward spot where there is no Proto Baja for them to have here. So they do go ahead and enable their servant. I'm like, okay, sure, that's fine. So I'll go ahead and trade into my bear. Get a nice good kill there. Go ahead and pick my necklace. To then play Goblet on their face again. Like I said, you should really be playing the Goblet on your creature because this way you can force me to need to trade. Force me to need to trade or give you my Evo. If I'm forced to trade, I have to lose 4 damage. I have to lose 4 damage. And then again, like I only have 2 board spaces and I only have 6 mana, so there's not much I can do to you after that point. However, if you do something like this and I have removal spell, you lose a lot more. You also just set yourself into a spot just be kind of dead. So go ahead and just drop the Craving Splendor. I think I can play my Disciple. Now, honestly speaking, probably playing Goblin Fighter was a little bit better. I do choose to just go ahead and go for Disciple because it's the most amount of mana I can play. They play an Arthur. I'm like, oh crap. Okay, so what does the Arthur pull? Because they only get 3 pulls here, and they don't pull anything of actual value, neither a ward or a rush or anything, nothing. So maybe we'll just take it because they are in fact dead on board. I'm like, oh, awesome, Champ. So that is 4 games down. I'm like, wow. So like I said, for want of 4 damage, they basically just lost the game. Now, mind you, we don't know what their hand was, so for all I know, they might not have had a choice. But again, I honestly feel like that there could or maybe should have been a better line there, especially on playing the second one. I think I would have held the second one and tried to do something else instead, but they don't, and we're able to just take it. So we're going to go ahead and go into game 5. Game 5, typically speaking, for me is usually usually always the hardest, but at this point I'm like, okay, well, I've had to play. Alright, so that was maybe like my one easy game or whatever. Not really easy, but that was my one moderately, not very, very difficult game. So this point I'm just like, okay, can this please just be my easy game? Be the game where I just get to steamroll this guy and he just never comes back. So this time I'm going first. So I believe I actually should just full keep this hand. Now there might be a world in which you toss back the assassination, jutsu, which is what I do here. I do pick up also the best possible 2-drop for me to get. Now, look at my hand, look at my turn order, look at the fact that he's going second, then look back at my hand and be like, oh my god. So I go ahead and I just get to drop the Axe Princess here. Now, it's not uncommon for you to have a 1-drop if you're going first, be able to push 3 damage as sword, especially if you have wards, and it can also otherwise gain forward momentum. But here I have 3 1-drops and I'm going first, and I have a 2/3 ward, so he's in an awkward spot because typically speaking, many people that I watch play this game or whatever, they almost never mulligan for removal, and so they just mulligan for creatures and just hope for the best. However, doing that here is not good. So I'll go ahead and just drop the Charlotta. I'll go ahead and go face with everything. I don't bother trading because it's literally free damage. I just want my damage. It's so hard for them to properly punish me here. You'd either need to have Sagape Excel, Lance of the Tempest, Spine Blade, and I think there's one other one that I'm thinking of, but oh, Ku. Yeah, Kuhulin would also do as well if Kuhulin is still in rotation, although I don't think it is. But anyway, here we see them drop the Master Samurai. I'm like, okay, so basically it worked out for me because I already prevented 2 damage here. I get freedom to trade. I'll go ahead and drop the Assassination Jutsu here. And I do drop the Assassination Jutsu just because, again, I wanted to make as few trades as possible. I do have the Day Novice Agent in the back to go ahead and grab Evan and go ahead and kill off his 4/4. Now, that being said, I do have the hope now that the creature he plays next to evolve is one that somehow takes up all of his mana. 2, that I can perfectly kill it because for some reason it just has 2 HP or whatever after evolves and just has nothing else. And then if I can do those 2 things, I just get pretty much a free win. However, he does have Aloe Dye here. Aloe Dye is very, very good. However, I think most times when I see people play Aloe Dye, they usually go ahead and grab the Frostwing Spear, or is it Frostwing Spear? I think it's called Frostwing Spear. Yeah. Yeah, Frostwing Spear. You just go ahead and grab the Frostwing Spear. However, you're going second, so you don't need the Frostwing Spear because you already will guaranteed have the Evo advantage over me. Just because, again, I played a bunch of 1-drops. Mind you, the 1-drops have pushed a lot of damage. They've already pushed 6 damage here. However, at the end of the day, they're still 1-drops, and there's not much card quality there. So I think as long as you just go into full damage prevention mode, you'll be fine. But he doesn't do it. I'm like, okay, that's wonderful. So I go ahead and drop the Day, to drop the Evan, to go ahead and trade him a Knight, and then go ahead and just hit him in the face 1 more time. Well, sorry, 2 more times. I go ahead and clear up his 5-2, go ahead and hit face for 3, that's wonderful, it's not a bad trade for me, overall, just because I now have 3 creatures on board, yet again, so he's just, still in the back, still having a lot of issues. Because now, even if he did have the Flaring Spear, he would still need to have a 1-drop, and the 1-drop wouldn't just wouldn't do anything. It would have to be like a 1-mana 2-1 or something like that. Now we do see the Usurping Spineblade come down here, I'm like, okay, sure. Then we see them play the Goblin Ogre, so, pause. So this was a very, very huge mistake on my opponent's part. The reason why this is such a huge mistake is because if you play the Goblin mount for the enhance, right, it becomes a 5/8. You could then still kill this, and then I would just have an Axe Princess. Your guy would be at 6 HP, and that's still considerably good. Like, it's very, very good, and I would need to like top deck you in order to put you in a bad spot. However, he doesn't do it. He instead just like drops the Spine Blade and then does display. Display doesn't do anything because you don't clear the Evan. The Evan is still here, and now your creature's a 3/4, so I can guarantee to evolve over it. Now I'm not sure if he was like trying to dig, if he was trying to fish for Spine Blade, but he didn't. That play was bad. It didn't work. Now here we do actually see me get very, very lucky and top deck the Assassin G2 anyway, which would have punished him all the same. However, like I said, it was still just bad plays on my opponent's part. Now here I do actually go ahead and see blood just because I see that he just misplayed that turn. I see that he's under a lot of mental pressure. He's like thinking, oh, what do I do? Like what's gonna happen to me? Am I gonna die? Because he's been hit in the face multiple times this game. Like my Axe Princess, it did 5 damage. My Knight, I think those did like 2 or 3 each. He's under a lot of pressure. So I do go ahead and just go for the kill here. I go for the kill because I know that, okay, so this is actually a very, very heads up evolve on my part, I think, because I know that 1, he has to burn an evolve no matter what in order to not be dead to my Craving Splendor in the back. 2, I also know that if he wants to play Apostle does nothing here, thus inherently protecting these 2 to go ahead and hit face again, which would then grab me back the damage I'm losing here. 3, I know that if he evolves, and the evolve, it's not for like a very, very big creature. Like for example, you would have to have Castle Guardian here as an example, as the best possible evolve. Either Castle Guardian or have Catalina. Either one would be good enough. But if he doesn't have it, that puts him in a spot where he still can't clear my board. I play Weathered Vanguard on his face, and he just dies. Like this is one of those cases where Weathered Vanguard comes through and just too good, because he's been under pressure the entire game. Now, he just kind of scoops it up. Now, he immediately DC'd once I made that play, so I'm not quite sure what was in his stand. I just know, he just didn't have anything, so I'm going to take it, and boom, Bob's your uncle. You get another 5-0. So 5-0, but not the po. Yeah, and we're able to take it, and that's pretty good. I'm feeling pretty hot just because, like I said, I got a lot of 5-0s today, so I'm hoping to keep it up, especially when I'm during my GP stream, which I will be doing today, hopefully. Although obviously at the time of reviewing, the GP thing should have already happened. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think about this series overall. Do you guys like it? Do you guys hate it? If you like it, go ahead and let me know. If you guys hate it, go ahead and let me know. I'm all ears. I just want to know what you guys want to watch. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.